Have you ever heard a story so shocking that it makes your blood run cold? There's a heartbreaking and terrifying incident that took place in Cavite, Philippines, involving a young woman named Joanna Sayos, whose elaborate lie concealed a brutal crime for nearly 4 years. Joanna lived in Cavite with her 54-year-old mother, Evelyn, and their seemingly ordinary family life took a dark and twisted turn in August 2016. It all started after a heated quarrel broke out between Joanna and her mother, Evelyn. Shortly after this argument, Joanna told every member of her family a shocking piece of news. Her mother had decided to move to Singapore. She went on to explain that Evelyn planned to find work overseas to make a living and assured everyone that her mother would return home as soon as possible. What the family did not know was that this was just the beginning of a cruel and prolonged deception that would last for the next 4 years. Throughout these 4 long years, Joanna worked tirelessly to maintain this elaborate lie, going to great lengths to make her family believe that Evelyn was still alive and well in Singapore. One of her key ways of reinforcing this false narrative was through her Facebook account. On important occasions like Mother's Day, she would post warm and affectionate messages dedicated to her mother. A typical post read, "I love you so much, Mama. Please take good care of yourself no matter where you are." These heartfelt words, combined with her consistent storytelling, made every member of her family fully trust her. None of them suspected anything was wrong. They simply assumed that Evelyn was just too busy with her work in Singapore to keep in frequent contact or come back home. Little did they know that the truth behind Joanna's lies was far more horrific than anyone could have imagined. Evelyn had never left their home in Cavite, even for a single day after that quarrel in August 2016. In fact, on that fateful day, Joanna and her boyfriend Ronald had brutally murdered Evelyn. The attack was extremely vicious. Ronald first struck Evelyn hard on the head with a hammer. Even when Evelyn was still gasping for breath and not yet lifeless, Ronald cruelly stabbed her multiple times in the neck, ensuring that she would not survive the assault. After committing the heinous crime, the pair did not panic and flee immediately. Instead, they came up with a cold-blooded plan to hide the body. They dragged Evelyn's lifeless body to an unfinished septic tank located in the backyard of their house. To cover up their crime completely, they poured a thick layer of cement over the tank, turning that part of the backyard into an unmarked grave for Evelyn. For the following 4 years, Joanna lived her life as if nothing had happened, but every day was a reminder of her terrible deed. She walked across the backyard countless times, stepping directly over the spot where her mother's body was buried without showing any sign of guilt. What made the situation even more disturbing was that, during this period, Joanna gave birth to a baby and raised the child in the very same house where she and her boyfriend had brutally killed her own mother. The walls of that house held the terrible secret of the murder, yet Joanna showed no remorse as she went about her daily life there. The motive behind this brutal murder was rooted in a conflict that had been brewing for some time. Evelyn had long been dissatisfied with Joanna's life choices. When Joanna became pregnant at the young age of 16, Evelyn could not hide her disappointment and often scolded her. Evelyn's scolding was not out of malice. She truly hoped that Joanna would take responsibility, grow up quickly, and learn to be a good mother to her own child in the future. However, these well-intentioned remarks only fueled Joanna's resentment. These well-intentioned remarks only fueled Joanna's resentment. And eventually, this resentment erupted into a violent and fatal attack on her mother. The truth that had been buried for 4 years finally came to light in 2020. That year, the police launched an investigation into Evelyn's disappearance, and their inquiries led them straight to Joanna's backyard. Following up on clues and tips, the police dug up the area where the unfinished septic tank was located, and there they found Evelyn's decomposed body, exactly in the place where Joanna and Ronald had hidden it 4 years earlier. When the police confronted Joanna with the overwhelming evidence, she could no longer keep up her charade. All the lies she had carefully constructed over the years collapsed in an instant, and she confessed to every detail of the murder, admitting her role in Ronald's involvement in the killing of her mother. One of the most chilling and disturbing details of this entire case emerged after Joanna's arrest. Investigators looked into her social media activity and discovered that her last Facebook post before she was taken into custody was a message that sent shivers down people's spines. The post read, "I miss you every single day, Mama." This message, which seemed so sincere and full of longing, stood in stark contrast to her cold-blooded actions, showing just how twisted and manipulative she could be. After a thorough legal trial, Joanna was convicted of murder, not suicide, as there was a previous misstatement. She was sentenced to life imprisonment and is currently serving her sentence behind bars, paying the price for the brutal crime she committed against her own mother.